So this question is all about rounding to what's called a significant figure, very important for approximation. So what we have to do is quite straightforward. We have to identify, okay, the first, because we're round to 1, first significant figure. And to do that, all we do is write down the number, okay, and stop when we get to the first digit that's not a 0. So 0.03. Now the 3 is the first number that's not a 0, so that's my first significant figure, and I stop. Now I simply have to decide. Because it's rounding, it's either going to stay the same, so 0.03, or it's going to round up, okay, to 0.04. The way I do that is I look at the next digit along, after that 3, so that's that 5 there. Okay, draw that a little bit better. So the 5's telling me, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it rounds up, so this one is my answer. So, round off 0.004821 to 2 significant figures this time. So that's quite important, it's changed to 2. So I write down the number until I get to the second, because it's 2 this time, digits not a 0. So 0.0048. So this 8 is the second digit that's not a 0. So this is going to be the answer, or it's going to be one above that, which is 0.0049. So, which one is it? Well, 4, 8, so that 2 is the next digit along. Alright, so a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4 means it stays exactly the same. So, round off 469.1 to 1 significant figure. So again, I'm going to write down the number, okay, until I get the first digit that's not a 0. And in this case, it's the first number. The 4 in the 400 is the first digit. So, but now, because it's not 4, is it? It's 400. That's what I write down. I must get to the decimal point and fill in with zeros. So, the answer is either 400 or one above that is 500. I'll just increase the 4 to a 5. Okay, 400 to 500. And then I simply decide which one it is. So, I stopped at the 4, didn't I? So the next digit is that little 6 there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 rounds up. So we go round up to the biggest one. Okay, the last example, and this throws in something that does confuse people. Round off 50.58 to 2 significant figures. Now I said before, if we're looking for 2 significant figures, read out the first 2 digits and not a 0. But as soon as you write down a digit that's not a 0, the zeros do then count, which is why it's confusing. So for example, to 2 significant figures here, I'd write down the 5, and I would now write down the 0, and that is it. Okay, so as soon as you write down a digit that's not a 0, the zeros then do come into account, which is why it can be confusing. Okay, so that means the answer is 50, or one above that, just increase the 5 to a 6, which is 60. So the number next to, what did I write down? 5, then 0, so the next number is this 5 here. Remember, 5, 6, 7, or 8, or 9 rounds up, so this is my answer.